Hello and welcome to the Football Talk podcast. I am Josh Call, your host for today, and I'm joined all the way in not so sunny Singapore. A very excited Dave Nichols. How are you, Dave?
Hello, mate. I'm good. I'm ready.
Ready. Why
for the
are you
game.
Excited?
Because Man United are playing Inter Milan, and I'm going to be going down to the fan zone pretty much as soon as I've edited and released the podcast. So I'm very excited.
Nice.
It's been a long time since I've seen live football of any standard. Actually, it's been exactly a year, because it was this time last year I was watching on Timothy Weir Watch when I was watching Atletico Madrid versus someone. Who are they playing? PSG. That's who we played for. So
yes.
yeah,
filling the gaps. Yeah.
So I'm very excited. Very excited.
So you're somewhat fortunate that they do get touring sides out there. I mean, that's quite a little positive, isn't it?
Yeah, we're trying to figure out why and how they come to Singapore. Now, there is a huge Premier League following over here because Singapore football is terrible. The Premier League in Singapore is absolutely atrocious. I would put it below the conference, sort of standard.
Nice.
It's really bad. And there's a huge Premier League following, but it's all part of this International Challenge Cup thing, or Champions Cup, whatever it's called. So technically, when Man United play Spurs in Shanghai, it's still part of the same tournament. It's all very bizarre.
Okay, right, yeah.
But there's no... I think there is a winner, but obviously no one really cares, as a teams. But
Well, do they not?
What?
Spurs won something similar last year, and I've been clinging on to that as a trophy ever since.
Well, yeah, okay. Some people will cling on to it, yeah. But I mean, the game today is a complete sellout in the National Stadium, which is 58,000 or something, 52,000,
wow.
58,000, and so is
nice.
Tomorrow for Spurs and Juventus. So it's a big pull. Yeah, it's a very big pull for the crowds here, and lots of fans have travelled from obviously from England over to Australia for our games there, and then Singapore, because Singapore's obviously on the way back to England, so a lot of people are just doing the stopover and watching the game here as well. So it should be good.
That's crazy, that is.
So I'm looking forward to the fan zone, because obviously I didn't have that with Atletico Madrid and PSG last year. So I'm looking forward to it as a pub that's been rented out by Man United and the fans and stuff, where there's going to be some ex-players and things like that, and I think it was...
get some photos, Dave. Get a selfie with Brian Robson.
It was Brian Robson and Dennis Irwin were at Perth, so I assume they'll just be doing the whole leg. So I'd rather have a photo with Dennis Irwin, I think. What a legend of a fullback he was. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to play.
Yeah. But yeah,
you
so
can
I'm
ask
very excited.
Brian Robson about his Premier League record that he shares with Steve Bruce.
As the worst, below 30% win ratio in it, 1 of 3.
Yeah, and we'll move on to that, shall we? In the news. So Newcastle have had a Brucey bonus this week. Newcastle fans are probably dancing through the streets, going Brucey bonus. They're like, yes, we've got a new manager. Is that right? Do you reckon, Dave?
I reckon, yeah. They're all there going, we've got the man we
I
wanted.
haven't seen it, but I imagine it's just been an absolutely jovial atmosphere. Yeah. Much like the fan zone you're going to. The streets of the Toon are just overjoyed.
Newcastle brown ale will be flowing.
Yeah, I reckon it's pretty lacklustre. Steve Bruce, we spoke about it last week, but Steve Bruce has managed Birmingham Villa, Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday, Sunderland and Newcastle. I mean, does he want anyone to like him? Does he like, I'd say whatever job, I'll do it.
I mean, he hasn't helped himself either, has he? Because his first press conference, don't get me wrong, this is going to be really tough. That's probably not what they want you to say. They probably want you to say, I'll steer this in the right direction, and we're going to carry on from where Rafa left off.
Yeah, but there's two levels of it. There's that level, and there's remember Shay Adams, who signed for Southampton a few weeks back, stated that, I'm here to win the league. It's like, whoa.
Hang on a minute.
What league?
He just avoided relegation last year. So
some realism is required, but maybe a hint of optimism from Bruce. But I mean... I think it's about as good as it could have got from him, really. He's had a tough... He's never really managed a good side. I'm not sure. I don't know the stats on this, but I doubt he's had... His highest finish in the Premier League is probably going to be mid-table at best, isn't it? So, yeah.
It's so underwhelming for a club of Newcastle's size. And when I say size, I mean as in the fan base and the city and things like that. Because... And it's just... Benitez to Bruce, it is just such that is so downhill, so rapidly downhill. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, he obviously resigned from Sheffield Wednesday, didn't he? So they don't get any compensation. And then he had an interview. It was like, do you have a clear conscience about how you left Sheffield Wednesday? And he was like, yeah, of course my conscience is clear. I was like, oh my God, it's just it's horrible. Yeah. It's a car crash.
Yeah, we'll have obviously we'll keep up to date on the Bruce watch, see how he's doing. We'll keep track of his win percentage.
Yeah.
It'll be pretty easy. Zero, still zero this season. Yeah.
Just on a bit of Newcastle news, I know it's a transfer, but I feel like we need to have a moment of silence because Rondon has left our shores. Good guy Rondon has moved to China. Fair enough, he's followed Benitez to China, but that really upsets me.
Yeah, GG Rondon gone.
He's gone. Good guy Rondon, off he goes.
What a man. Well, lucky China. A lot of Chinese people are going to be helped by his generosity and kindness now. But I mean, a decent fee, wouldn't it? Kind of 16, 18 million, something like that, for a 30-year-old player. I mean, it's a shame on one hand because he could obviously do a job in the Premier League. On another, he's obviously personally, it suits him down to the ground. But
it's a good last pay packet, isn't it? It's a good last pay packet.
Mismanaged by West Brom, really. I think it was Pulis. Mismanaged, didn't really do too much there.
Yeah, his stats are very different between the teams. So it's 120 games with 28 goals for West Brom, and then he scored 1 in 3 for Newcastle. We got 11 in 33. So clearly he likes Benitez as well, and they work together well. So good luck to him. Yes. Good luck to good guy Rondon. Yeah. Hopefully we'll see him back on loan at some point.
Oh yeah, when he's earned enough and he's gone, you know, this is actually rubbish.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Let's talk about Huddersfield United. Huddersfield Town.
We can talk about Huddersfield United if you want, but they don't exist.
Yeah, and that's the end of discussion on Huddersfield United because they don't exist. So good chat. Right,
Huddersfield Town.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Huddersfield Town.
I assume you're going to be talking about Huddersfield Town and a certain betting company.
Yeah. There were rumours had it that it was a publicity stunt, and it was. And part of me doesn't want to talk about it because it was a publicity stunt for a betting company, but I think we could all just rest a little bit easy that is not their kit.
I mean, it was horrendous. And I will totally admit I fell for it, obviously, because I'm an idiot and I'm very gullible. But the way it was done, it was on I checked the Huddersfield website, I checked everything, it was on there, and it said the new shirt.
Oh, they went all in, didn't they?
They went proper all in, and now it's for this Save Our Shirt campaign, and
oh yeah.
I just don't.
Paddy Power like a bit of this, don't they? Paddy Power love a big old marketing campaign, and it worked. It was very much a kind of a hen-do top, wasn't it? With the old sash.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, guys, Huddersfield Town released a shirt, and it had a big sash of Paddy Power across the shirt, and they released it. It played a friendly in it. It was everywhere. It was like, this is their new shirt, and then either a day or 2 days later, they went, nah, only joking. We're not actually going to have a sponsor. It's going to be probably one of the nicest shirts you can see. It's a lovely shirt now, actually. Looks very classy. But yeah, a lot of people fell for it, and a lot of people now are lapping up the publicity stunt. So we'll end that there. But
before we end it there, a question for you then. So, are you a fan of sponsorless shirts? Is that what you prefer, or is it?
No, I don't prefer them. I actually think it adds a little bit. I mean, there was a. I look back at old shirts and go, you know, Spurs with Holston, lovely. I mean, even the Chelsea with Autoglass, I think that's quite nice. And Arsenal with JVC, Sharp for United. Yeah, it's just, I actually, like Arsenal with Sega Dreamcast stuff, I actually do quite like it. I have a little bit of issue with betting companies now. Do betting companies sponsors get removed from youth shirts?
They must do.
Yeah,
they can't be sponsoring under 18.
But yeah, no, I just think it's got a little bit. In recent years, a lot of kind of tacky sponsors which don't really. Whether I'm just looking back with nostalgia and going, oh, they're lovely, but at the time I thought they were rubbish. But no, I do quite like a sponsor. I think it completes the shirt. I don't like it when it goes kind of. So is it like Brazilian football or something like that? It's just literally a kind
everywhere.
Yeah, it's literally, where is the shirt?
Of sponsors. Yeah, I know what you mean. I quite like a sponsor when it's built into the design of the kit sort of thing. So like, I I mean, obviously, I'm wearing my new Man United shirt now, and Chevrolet, there's just no attempt to build it in to anything.
Oh, Chevrolet is piss poor.
Yeah, but like I think is it Ajax in their away kit that was black, and it has like a white trim, and then the sponsor's white as well, and the Adidas badge is white, and it all sort of fits. And I quite like PSG, where they've had a line going down the middle of their shirt, and then it stops to give you the sponsor, which is the same colour as the lines, and then the lines carry on. Things like that I quite like in terms of sponsor, where it's built.
I got a brief look of Man City's shirt, and I'm not sure. And it has a sponsor of some sort above where the name is on the back, I think, which I don't like.
Okay, which what their season kit this year?
Their this year's home kit. I saw a picture of Carl Walker in a pre-season friendly, and his Walker name, and I couldn't remember, but there's a blue sponsor above it, which I thought, no, the name takes pride of place on the back, and yeah, I didn't like that, but I'm not sure if I just seen like a kind of temporary thing or if that was actually full on real.
I'm just having a look. I can let you know. Let me. Okay. Oh, they don't do the one with the back of the. Oh yeah, it does. No, it says City. Doesn't have a sponsor on it.
Oh, does it say City? Was it? Oh, right.
Yeah, it just says City.
Still, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Is that needed?
I can get on board with that. That's all right. That's not too bad.
Yeah, you don't mind that, do you?
There are teams in the Championship do it a lot now, don't they? They have sponsors on the top of the back and the bottom of the back, and
yeah.
Also, like, if
have United got a sleeve sponsor?
Yes. Collar. Have you ever heard of us? Have you heard of them? I say us. I don't work
us.
For them.
Oh my goodness! God, you've really gone all in with this supporting.
KOHLER is what it is. Yeah, sleeve sponsor.
That's German.
So they'd obviously just give us a shit ton of money. So it's fine.
Yeah,
I mean, it could be worse. It could be Angry Birds or Visit Rwanda. So.
Oh yeah, I don't mind a Visit Rwanda one. I think that's got some. That's less kind of.
The only issue I had with Visit Rwanda on Arsenal's away kit last year, it looked like a captain's armband.
And it did look like a captain's armband. Yeah, everyone's captain.
Yeah. But collar, do toilet, showers, sinks, faucets, and more for the bathroom. So there you go.
It must be American if they're saying faucets.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're American.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Next up, when the fun stops, stop, Dave. And for Daniel Sturridge, the fun stopped.
Yes. I'm surprised it's so lenient. I know.
Tell the news to people who might not know.
So Daniel Sturridge got found guilty of breaking the in football betting rules. I don't know the official word for it. That'll do. And
that'll do. Yeah.
He told family members when he was at Liverpool. Was it last season? I think when he was at Liverpool, he told family members to put money on him moving to Sevilla. Now that is massive, like in terms of breaking regulations for betting, because that's not just. Oh, I'll have a bet on a game that I'm not involved with. Like Joey Barton always got found out, didn't he? He got found guilty of football betting, but that was betting on games that he had no involvement in. It's just that they're not allowed to bet on football. This is him betting directly or telling family members to bet on things directly linked to his career that he can have influence over. I would be slapping him with a huge suspension and fine, and not the.
I'd be slapping him in real life if I was his brother as well, because it didn't come off.
Yeah, well, yeah, but like, what was it? It was a 2-week or 6-week ban, I think it was, maximum of 6 weeks from playing when he doesn't have a club.
4 weeks are suspended, yeah.
So 2 weeks of not playing when he doesn't have a club, and I can't remember what the monetary value
75,000.
I mean, he's probably earned more than that in a week, hasn't he? In his last contract at Liverpool, you'd imagine.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I think so.
I just find
I think the FA were actually pushing for a 6-month ban.
That's what it should be. It should be something like that. He's actively trying to get his family to bet on something that he can have a say over in his career. I mean, yeah, it didn't come off, but it's absolutely ridiculous. Because now, let's say, we'll go on to transfers later, but let's say Inter buy Lukaku, Man United buy Ben Yedder from Sevilla, and then Daniel Sturridge goes to Sevilla on a free. That's mental, isn't it? Well, that won't happen now because it's obviously too obvious. And his brother would make lots of money. But it's like, yeah, what's your thoughts on it? I don't think it's enough of a fine, but
no, I don't think it's enough of a fine. It's not. How's that going to ever kind of deter people from doing that? Oh, we got a 2-week fine, 2-week ban, and he's not even going to play at a time, and less than his week's wages. Oh yeah, take it. And Yeah, it's pathetic, really. It's almost as if the ban is kind of gone. You know what? We'll ban you, a token gesture, and we know it won't affect you playing any games. So
Yeah.
win-win for everyone. We've banned you. Looks like we've done something, but you actually haven't got any impact.
Even if they could have said you're going to get a 2 week, 6 weeks ban, 4 weeks suspended, and that it won't start until you find a new club. At least then it affects him.
Yeah.
Or it won't start until the new season starts or something. Yeah. At least.
Yeah,
because
that might affect some people actually going in for him. It's like, oh yeah, you know what? I really need someone straight away, and yeah.
Yeah.
But no,
yeah,
nothing.
it just frustrates me.
Yeah.
But yeah, other bit of news. So pre-season is well underway in terms of games. Obviously, Man United and Inter Milan today. Spurs, Juventus tomorrow. Chelsea have been out in Japan. Liverpool have gone to Germany, I think, or have they?
They have. They got beaten by Dortmund. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it in Germany or was it? Oh no, it's in America. Sorry, it's in America. And yeah, are you a fan of this travel in pre-season? Do you not care? Do you wish it was all done in the UK or Europe or?
No, I don't mind it. I don't mind it to a point. When it's like you do it early enough, and so that it doesn't impact the start of your season. But it's good to get the footballing brand out there. I mean, obviously there are companies after all, they're promoting the brand, and I think, I'm not sure, I'd like to look back over Premier League and see each Premier League club's their pre-season plans each time. And I wonder who was, it must have been someone like Man United who first came up with the touring idea to a foreign country, because it's just such a money spinner. It develops a brand, gets everybody out there, so you attain different supporters. I mean, you might go, like say Spurs go to Singapore just once, it might just start a few Singaporeans loving a bit of Spurs, and they go up and it just develops that. It's kind of like dropping that kind of seed, and it grows in different areas. So I quite like it.
Yeah.
Because like you get a chance to watch the team you might see on TV only. You get to see them live, and I think it's fantastic. But when it becomes like a kind of real slog, they are bits of meat after all, footballers, aren't they? Just kind of ferried around, and football is, the actual playing of football is somewhat second to the actual just promotion of a brand, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean there is that element to it as well. I think I'm a very similar sort of thought process to you. I never really liked it, but now they happen to be in the country.
No,
now they happen to be in the country where I live. Yeah, I love it. I'm all for it. Yeah, but no, it's you sort of. I think the older we've got, you realise it's a business, commercial aspects of it rather than just the football. But I mean, it's Chelsea lost to a Japanese team, so it does go to show that, you know, there obviously is some value coming out here. It's probably really good for the other teams as well that they get to play in that sort of situation.
Yeah.
Now Spurs,
you get to normally go to warmer climates, don't you? So you're playing.
But there is a difference though, because like I wouldn't want to come to Singapore to do like warm weather training or pre-season, because
you don't reckon
so
you'd be able to do anywhere
humid.
near as much.
Yeah, it's so muggy and humid here. Whereas Australia, you know, it's not as bad. It's quite good weather. Dubai, I guess you've got the thing of it's just too hot, so you have to train late at night. But yeah, I can see the benefits in it. But touching on that, then the Chelsea loss in pre-season, Pulisic made his debut and they lost. It's only pre-season, but it's not going incredibly well for Frank Lampard in pre-season. They haven't really got running and hit the ground running. Do you know who scored for Kawasaki Frontale?
I do not. Who was it?
If I told you it was a Brazilian striker linked to Spurs quite a while ago.
Oh my goodness.
Leandro
Is it
Damião.
Damião? Oh my goodness. We finally see what could have been Leandro. You could have been scoring against Chelsea every season, but it's just,
Yeah.
wow.
Header in like the 88th minute or something. But yeah, it was a 1-0 loss. Pulisic came on and looked lively, according to reports. But yeah, it's not. That's the sort of team you'd expect Chelsea to absolutely demolish.
I don't normally take too much from pre-season. I think it's more about just getting to grips with what the manager wants, especially with a new manager, different system, different players and positions, and getting your fitness up. So I'm not too focused on results when it comes to pre-season. Obviously, it's nice. Well, it's two trains of thought, isn't it? Like, Do you want easy games, get confidence up, and get your team into a flow, or do you want challenging games to really test them so they're ready and kind of already switched on mentally for the start of the season? Probably a mixture of the two, really. You don't, well, what you don't want is easy games and lose them.
Yeah, but yeah. What when who was it that played? Was it? It might have been Chelsea last year when Chelsea played their reserves or their under 21s or something and lost.
Oh my!
In pre-season, but yeah. What other news have you got for me, Josh?
AFCON.
Yeah.
Randomly played on a Friday night. It was the final yesterday, and Algeria are the winners. And Algeria versus Senegal. So, from a Premier League perspective, it was Mahrez versus Sadio Mane. Also, both managers used to manage in the Premier League, play in the Premier League. Sorry. So we had Aliou Cisse, who used to play for Birmingham City, and Jamel Belmadi. Do you remember who Jamel Belmadi played for?
The name rings a bell, but I really can't remember.
He was at Man City for a while.
Oh, right.
I think around the same time. But yeah, a 1-0 win, and if you check out the goal, because it's somewhat ridiculous. Second minute, strike from about 25 yards, takes a deflection on the edge of the box. And it loops so high in the air, keeper's like, oh my goodness, loops all the way up and drops into the corner. It's quite an unfortunate freak goal, but yeah.
It sounds like one of those that you don't want a final of a big competition to be
No.
So.
I mean, it's not been a great competition overall. From the bits I've seen, the bits I've heard, is that attendances have been quite low because of a ticketing system they had in place. The fact that they couldn't transfer tickets. So obviously, if your team then goes out, are you really going to go to the knockout match, which doesn't involve your team because you can't transfer the ticket? So stadiums have been quite empty. Goals have been very low. It's been very, very kind of low on goals scored. Lots of penalties missed. I think it's under 2 goals a game, whereas Premier League is at kind of almost 3. So it's not been the greatest competition overall. But well done to Algeria.
Yeah, fair enough. Riyad Mahrez getting international honours and a treble-winning season. So
yes,
not bad at all.
For him.
Yeah.
The point, I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and the point was made around Liverpool's front three. They've all played in tournaments this summer. So obviously Mane last night just finished. Salah was finished a few weeks before, and Firmino finished a few weeks before that. Varying levels of success, but still a lot of game time. How will you reckon that will impact Liverpool's start to the season, or maybe end to the season, as they get fatigued and injured?
I think they'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it'll affect them too much. I think Mane just seems like he can run forever, and he's had the latest finish. I think Firmino might get affected, but not too much. And I think Salah's a little bit injury prone, isn't he? He's picked up a few injuries recently, so yeah, it could affect them. Yeah, I guess it could affect them pretty bad. But I'm trying.
It's not ideal, is it?
It's not ideal.
Yeah.
It's not ideal. I'm trying not
even
to focus
from a sense
too much.
you want all your players back and starting pre-season day one with you, so everybody's had the same journey. But it's not ideal. But yeah, I'm sure Liverpool are quite equipped to deal with it.
Yeah.
All right.
So news for you. What would you quickly then before we move on? What did you make of Pochettino saying he may well have left if Tottenham have won the Champions League?
Yeah, I mean, it almost seems like he's just striving to do something at Spurs. So that's his driving factor, is to win something at Spurs. And once he's accomplished that, he wants to move on. So I'm not sure he would. It begs the question: as soon as we're close to winning something next time, will that question will obviously get raised by the media? So because it's normally counterintuitive. It's normally if you lose, you'd leave, and if you win, you'd go right. We can push on now. So it's a little bit upsetting to hear because I love the man.
Yeah.
And I don't want the point of my most enjoyable time when Spurs eventually win something to be soured by Pochettino leaving. But it hasn't happened yet, and you know what? It may never happen.
Yeah.
We may be stuck with Pochettino forevermore. But you know, hopefully not. Then hopefully we do win something and Poch leaves. I don't know. It's it's a little bit disappointing to hear.
Yeah, fair enough. Something I forgot to raise because you were chatting about Man City's kit, and I thought you were going to talk about their new third kit. Have you seen it?
Is that the mixture?
Yeah, they're like, it goes from like luminous yellow down to orange and pink, and then luminous yellow socks. Thoughts? Do you like
Third
it?
kits are a waste of time, aren't they?
Yeah, generally. Yeah. None more so than
But-
Portsmouth, whose third kit is purple this year. When their home kit is blue, away kit's white. When are they ever going to need purple?
Yeah, I mean, I think Spurs. I think I saw a stat. Spurs worn their third kit something like 4 times in the last 3 years. It's
Yeah.
yeah. It reminds me of an ice lolly or something like that. Messages get.
Yeah. Okay. Fair
The
enough.
Solero, I'm gonna call that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Good. Nice. Oh, I fancy a Solero now. I haven't had one in ages.
Do you?
Oh yeah. I'll go down.
What's
a
your
right track.
favourite ice lolly, ice pop, ice
Oh.
cream?
Oh, I'm a big fan of a Magnum.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
plain standard Magnum.
So over here they do this salted caramel and macadamia nut Magnum, and
I'll tell you what, salted caramel can fuck off. I don't understand
oh god, what's wrong with you, man? What is wrong with you?
it. I grin and bear it, but no, it's not. It's
Oh god,
it's
it's
too
like
salty, if anything.
it's like Ronaldo Messi all over again. If it's too salty,
Yeah.
it means you've had a bad salted caramel ice cream. It should be well balanced. It should be well balanced. Don't you go pissing all over my salted caramel ice cream parade.
Salted caramel overall can do one. My favourite, I would put myself in the feast bracket. Love a feast.
Oh yeah, they're
But
too small. Too small
Doesn't
now.
and it doesn't quench the thirst. I remember once as a kid I ordered actually most ice cream sandwiches one called. Can't remember. And I had it, and I remember it was a hot day on the beach. I had an ice cream sandwich one, and it literally just dried my mouth up so rotten. I was like, well. And my mum was like, no, you're not getting any more. I was like, well, that's a lesson learnt, isn't it, Josh? Should have gone for a Calippo.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of a Calippo. I'm a big fan of a push-up lolly from the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of ice pops in my house. My house is
yeah.
full of ice pops. Love an ice pop. Yeah.
Ice pops are good. Ice pops are good. You got two
But
kids though, so
we didn't come to talk about that.
We didn't. It's not. It's not food talk. Once again,
No.
it's not food talk. It's football talk. Josh,
But
carry
let us
on.
know if you've got a favourite ice cream, ice lolly. We might not have tried it. Favourite tub of ice cream? I do love a peanut butter cup, Ben and Jerry's.
Oh yeah, peanut butter cup is good from Ben and Jerry's. I can agree with you on that. Probably not my favourite, but I can't pinpoint my favourite at the moment. I love ice cream. I love food.
Ice cream's great, isn't it?
It is good. Yeah.
Isn't ice cream good? Right, we'll leave that there and we'll move on to the quiz. Get ready to dance, Dave. Get
Okay.
ready to dance. Ooh la 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 la. Ooh la 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 la. Ooh la 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 la. It's quizzing time. Right.
Can I hear you clicking your fingers in the background there?
Yes, you can.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, in time you'll notice that. Yeah. Right, do you know what I've been doing this week? I've been doing some manager analysis, Premier League manager analysis. Got my own spreadsheet set up, looking at all the managers through history in the Premier League. And I've come up with some stats from it, and it forms the basis of a question this week. So, right, let me explain this. Okay,
Oh,
so
God.
there are... So, of the managers... I'll give you some background. Right, I noticed when adding in international caps to each of the managers who've managed the Premier League, very few have international caps.
Right.
It doesn't seem like it's the done thing. It seems like if you've had an international career as a footballer, you don't often become a Premier League manager. Even more so if you're not British and Irish. So if you're a foreign manager coming in, you don't often have Premier League international caps. So there have been 7 non-British and Irish, so foreign, 7 foreign managers to manage over 100 Premier League games and also have at least 1 cap for their national team.
Oh God.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, I get what you mean. So, I
So,
was
for
originally-
example, Arsene Wenger has managed over 100 Premier League games. He's managed 828, but he has no international caps, so he doesn't count.
but Pochettino,
Yes,
a cap,
Pochettino
where's he
has
come on?
managed 244 Premier League games and has 20 international caps.
Right, now,
Correct.
I'm going to say Solskjaer, but I don't know if he's got 100 games. I don't know
He
how many.
hasn't got 100 games.
Because he didn't even make a whole season at Cardiff, did he? So,
No.
um,
Will he get to 100 Premier League games
yeah, I think he will.
with United?
Yeah. Nah, not sure. Okay, so think this is all time in the Premier League.
All time in the Premier League, but you definitely know every manager here.
Okay, right, okay. Slaven Bilic.
No.
No? He must have managed 100 games.
I will tell you how many. You keep going. I'll tell you how many he's managed.
Okay. Oh God. What nationality is Unai Emery?
87. Oof.
No, he hasn't done
87.
87. Okay. This is really tough.
Unai Emery's managed one season,
Yeah.
38, and has no Premier League caps, no international caps. Plenty.
What nationality is he?
Emery,
Yeah.
Spanish, isn't he?
He is Spanish. Okay. I mean, I started off really well.
No, he's
with
French. Sorry, he's French. He's French.
Pochettino.
No.
Oh, this is a tough one. Hopefully I'm not the only person struggling with this. Hopefully there are others that are struggling. Non-UK and Irish. So Scottish. Alex Ferguson.
Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, God, sorry. Non-UK and Irish, and I said a Scotsman. Oh. They're really far up north. Like
They are very far.
Okay. Let's regain our composure. Come on, Dave. You can do this. Can I do this?
You can do this.
I know all the managers, yeah.
Yeah.
Jurgen Klopp.
mean,
Did he ever play for Germany?
He didn't play for Germany. 144 Premier League matches, 0 caps for Germany.
Oh.
1, 2 still managed in the Premier League.
Okay. I bet you thought this would be a well easy quiz for Dave this week.
No, do you know what? No, I didn't know how it would go because I've created this quiz from scratch. And I was like, oh, this is an interesting thing.
Ronald
so it's
Koeman.
always a bit unsure of. Ronald Koeman, 123 Premier League games, 78 caps for Netherlands.
Who's that other Dutch
The
guy you had in
Netherlands.
charge?
Yeah.
Martin Jol.
Martin Jol, 202 Premier League games, 3 caps for Netherlands. I love him, the Netherlands train, Dave. You've still got one more stop on the Netherlands train.
Okay.
Choo choo.
Wouldn't be Louis van Gaal.
No, it wouldn't be Louis van Gaal.
Wouldn't be Frank de Boer because he didn't have enough manager games in charge of Palace.
No,
Hasn't
neither had
managed
enough
anyone
games,
else.
and Van Gaal didn't have any caps.
Yeah. Another Dutch manager. Are we talking big team or smaller team in the Prem?
Big club don't achieve.
Newcastle.
Yeah.
Steve McLaren. Can I have that? Can you call it? Is he Dutch now?
He was Dutch for one press conference.
Yeah. Ruud Gullit.
Ruud Gullit,
For
yes.
Chelsea as well. Yeah.
112 Premier League games, 66 international caps.
Gianluca Vialli.
Oh, he was a close one. Gianluca Vialli, 86 Premier League games, 59 caps.
Gianfranco
You named
Zola.
the 2 outside of it. You named the 2 outside of the next ones down. What was your last one you said, Dave? Sorry?
Gianfranco Zola.
Gianfranco Zola, no. Gianfranco Zola does not have enough. 73 managerial Premier League appearances, 35 caps.
Javi Gracia.
Javi Gracia, 52 Premier League matches, 0 caps.
Oh my God, Marco Materazzi.
We'll leave it there, shall we, Dave?
Hang on, Marco Materazzi. Wasn't he in charge of Watford and for a time?
No, that was Walter Mazzari.
Oh, Walter Mazzari.
Walter Mazzari. 1 second. 38 managerial appearances, so 1 season, 0 caps.
Okay, so yeah, we'll leave it
No,
there.
we'll leave it there, Dave. You've got 3 left to name.
Yeah.
2 of which still manage in the Premier League, so it should make it super easy for you.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, we'll leave it there, and let's move on to transfer talk. So we've got some completed transfers and then some rumours. Let's go start with completed transfers, shall we, Dave? You got any that spring to mind this week?
Yes, I do. Ravel Morrison.
Ravel Morrison.
He's back.
Oh my.
He's back.
He's back.
How do you feel
Back.
it's going to go? That's my first question.
Well, it's obviously going to go shit. He's never going to turn his career around.
Okay. Right, well, that's that one sorted.
Yeah, done. No, he has been living off a reputation. He has had probably 10 games in the Premier League for West Ham where it went all right. I think he played probably about 20 games from overall. It's just hope rather than expectation. He is not going to achieve. And he's going to be playing for a Sheffield United side who are going to be on the defensive more often than not. There's not going to be fast flowing attacking football for him to get his teeth into. Nope. Unsuccessful. And where will he end up next season?
Okay.
What are your thoughts, Dave?
I kind of want him to do well, but I don't.
Yeah, I have no problem with him doing well. Hopefully he does, and prove me wrong. But
I don't think he'll do the same thing he sort of did at West Ham, when he scored like 2 absolutely amazing goals and then did nothing else.
Oh yeah, one was against Spurs. I remember it very well. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you give me an annual weekly Man United dig, so I thought I'd get one in at Spurs. But yeah, I do want it to work out because he has travelled around to sort of what looks like reignite his career, but yeah, I just can't see it. I can't see it being successful. Mexico,
Italy,
Sweden,
Mexico, and Sweden. Yeah, Sweden now, Sheffield.
So I don't know. He could be a game changer for Sheffield United. He could be a person that comes off the bench and makes them do something.
Well, that's exactly what we're hoping for.
Yeah.
Like, we've got this player. We can, moment of magic can come on and grab us 3 points. And it's not going to happen, is it?
No, exactly. I'm sort of with you. I'm sort of with you. Yeah. What about you? What's caught your eye as a big transfer?
Well, to keep the balance, from one English player coming back from abroad, we have sent one out there. This is the weirdest transfer ever.
Yeah. Okay.
Kieran Trippier is now an Atletico Madrid player.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I mean, it's an odd transfer, but it's very good for all parties involved. Spurs wanted to get rid, Atletico Madrid needed a new right back, and Kieran Trippier gets to go and play in Spain for a while, and Spurs get 20 million for it.
Tick.
Yeah. It's just incredible. Like, it's so.
I'll be so. I love the
strange.
fact that he's gone. I love it because it's just. I love. It seems like we're a slightly new era now. It started with the 19-year-old inner city London kids going to play in Germany. It's like they've gone, yeah, we can do it. And now Kieran Trippier's like, yeah, I can do it as well. Yeah, I can go there. And now Ramsey's off to Italy. I loved Aaron Ramsey's press conference. He tried out his Italian. I thought that was a very valiant effort. Lovely to see. I'm not sure you'll see much from Trippier in that regard, but hopefully he picks up a bit quicker than Gareth Bale. But no, lovely to see. Think he can do a good job. He's obviously got very good delivery, and he'll be put into shape defensively. Although there is a massive overhaul going on at Atletico Madrid this year, so it is up in the air. Their performance will be up and down. But no, I love it. I love that he's gone. It just caught me slightly by surprise. All those rumours. There's rumours throughout the summer of him going to Juventus, Napoli. I'm like, this is weird. Why is this coming from? But obviously there was some truth in it because he did want to go abroad and he's gone to Atleti.
Yeah.
So well done him.
I mean, it's. Yeah, I hope it works out. I hope he reignites his career. Obviously, he had such a high after the World Cup, and then last season was a bit meh. Like, well,
he was,
a bit worse than
surprised.
meh, I think,
He was carrying an injury all season, and it's amazing how so many Spurs players were. So since then, obviously, Kieran Trippier was carrying a groin injury all season, which is cleared up now. Harry Winks has had surgery. Christian Eriksen has had surgery. Ben Davies has had surgery, and I think Heung-min Son has had something done as well. So we were really eking our way through those last kind of 10 games with all these injuries.
Yeah, I mean, is it just because you didn't have squad depth? I mean, it's getting a bit Spursy now, but do you think it's because it's squad depth, or is it other reasons?
No, I think obviously it's a hard summer of World Cup that went before it, and then we didn't have the depth to cope with that as much, and but we'll leave that for another time. We'll talk about another completed transfer, Dave. Your turn. You got another one in the locker, or shall I go?
Yeah, I mean, there's big ones we haven't talked about. Obviously, De Ligt has been confirmed. I don't know if you want to just
finally,
yeah,
finally. And what annoyed me
Yeah,
He said after the Nations League, I knew where I was going to go. It's like, well, why didn't you sign him? Why do we have to have this? However many long is it? Like a month of
he didn't know. He
blooming
didn't know.
saga.
He didn't know.
Mm.
He could have chased the money and a title at PSG. He could have chased more money at Man United and probably not get a title. And he can go to Juve and get
Probably.
both in a bit more of a competitive league and have a stab at the Champions League, I guess. But yeah, it's he didn't know. He didn't know where he was going.
I think this is a great move for him, though. When we
Yeah.
spoke a few weeks back around, he could be the next Phil Jones if he makes the wrong decision.
Yeah.
And I think he's made the right decision. I think Juventus obviously have had a very solid back four for a long time, or back five, with very settled members of teams and always winning the league. So he's got that. I mean, Sarri's in this year, and there's been a little bit of change to the squad, but I still think they're got to be massive odds-on favourite to win that league.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really good move for him. And so Netherlands now have the two most expensive centre backs in the world.
Yeah. I mean, it's very frustrating that he's cheaper than Harry Maguire.
I am still amazed how desperate both Manchester clubs are seeming to get Harry Maguire for that amount of money.
Yeah.
It's like, come on,
So
move on.
yeah, it's a bit of an annoying one, but yeah, De Ligt's finally done. What about you? Another transfer?
Yeah. Well, I just on a little point I realised with this is that De Ligt could move to the Premier League, say in 4 years' time, and he'd still be in contention for the Young Player of the Year award.
Yeah, that's because the Young Player of the Year award is shit. Yeah.
Think about it, he could have had a season or 2 seasons with Ajax, one in the Europa League final, one in the semi-finals of the Champions League. Who knows what he's going to achieve 4 years at Juve, and then come to the Premier League and go, Young Player of the Year, that's the real win.
Yeah, it's just stupid. It's stupid that could happen, but yeah. Go on then, next transfer.
Sebastian Haller to West Ham.
Yes.
I am a big fan of his transfer.
The only thing that I love about this transfer is that West Ham has spent more money on one player than Arsenal have in their whole transfer budget.
Yes.
That's why I like this transfer. But yes.
Yeah, that's quite unique. Yeah. I think this is a fantastic signing for them. I think this is a kind of when Spurs signed Berbatov a few years back. I see similarities between the players. Poor old Eintracht Frankfurt lost Jovic, Haller, and probably going to lose Rebic.
Poor old Frankfurt.
Well, poor fans, rich club.
Yeah, 96 million or whatever it was for 2 players. So.
I think Haller's going to have some good players around him. Obviously, Felipe Anderson did well last year. We've obviously got Lanzini, Yarmolenko coming back from injury. I think it's going to be Mikel Antonio. No, sorry. I think I'm quite excited for West Ham this season. I think it could go well because obviously Pellegrini.
Is he the missing piece of the West Ham puzzle, like the striker they needed?
Yeah, and I think a kind of that attacking play without baggage. They've had Arnautovic with baggage, they had Payet with baggage. I think this will just be a good player and a good professional. Really, it should be a less drama. I'm amazed that the Dildo brothers managed to sanction this.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he'll be a success because, like you say, I think he comes with all the right attributes for West Ham. I think, which will be good. So, Sam Byram is the next one I want to bring up. As we go 1 in at West Ham, we'll go 1 out at West Ham. Sam Byram moving to Norwich.
The big news, the big transfer.
Well, I was quite excited when Sam Byram moved to West Ham and was in the Premier League because it's one player I'd previously heard and watched a little bit in the Championship about, and he's not really succeeded. Now Norwich are going to give him a go, and it's potentially a very good bargain for even less than £1 million. So
he's not going to play though.
Well, is he not?
I've just got Max Aarons who did fantastic last year, and he's just signed a new deal, so he's going to be staying, and he occupies his right back slot. So I think it's maybe a little bit of rotation, but he's not going to be first choice. I wouldn't have thought.
No, but I think it's a good little buy. All right, I'll go on to. How about I go on to a more high profile one then? If you want to poo on Sam Byron, I'll let him know.
I did shit all over him.
Swat, yeah. Fabian Delph. Is that a bit more
Fabian
like it,
Delph?
Josh?
We mentioned the rumour last week, and it's come to fruition, and it just seems kind of good all round, isn't it? I'm not sure he'll because when Milner left City, he's gone on to achieve, well, not great things, but very good things with Liverpool. Well, great things, I suppose. He won the Champions League, but
Yeah.
I don't think Delph will have the same impact. I think Delph's a good player. I always quite liked him. He seemed like a kind of English Mrs. Dembele light. Obviously, kind of quite strong in midfield, can shift past a player quite easily. Don't really think he never really showed what he could do at Man City, but obviously got a few titles off the back of it. But yeah, no, I think it's quite good. And Everton are doing some decent business, aren't they?
Yeah, Everton do look quite good actually. They do look like they're going around their business quite well. Haven't they just got a new? I don't know if it's a director of football or head of transfers or something like that. I think they got a new one this season. Yeah, who's working quite well with what's his face? Who's the manager? Ex-Watford manager.
Who is the manager? Go on.
What's his bloody name? Has he got any international caps? Has he got any international caps? He's a Spaniard.
It's Marco Silva, and he's Portuguese, and he hasn't got any caps.
Oh, well.
So
I got that all wrong then, didn't I?
So you had the wrong one there, didn't I, Dave?
Yeah, you did. Massively.
I was just having a look at Everton's squad, and what players returned from being on loan to them. It's only Kevin Mirallas. Who'd forgotten about him?
Oh, God. I thought you were going to say Balassi. But Kevin Mirallas is back, is he? Oh no, they've released Balassi. Yeah. Kevin, he was on loan at Fiorentina, I want to say.
I reckon that's a good shout, Dave.
I think he was Fiorentina.
Yeah,
he was
Fiorentina.
Definitely was it Fiorentina?
Yeah, it was Fiorentina. Yeah.
Yes, get in there. I might not know my managers, but I know my dodgy Belgian wingers. Transfers. What else has happened?
Roberto Soldado.
What about him?
Yeah. He's left Fenerbahce, gone back to Spain with Granada. We've ruined him. We ruined him forever. He's never been the same player since, but he's returned home. So
talking of strikers at Spurs, I hear rumours that you've offered Fernando Llorente another deal at less money now that he's already left the club.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying.
Yeah, what do you think of that? That's odd.
I think that is. I don't know. I mean, he did okay in the tail end of the season in the Champions League because we played to his strengths. He didn't do very well other than that. He's so damn slow. And he's also now missed out on pre-season with us. So if you're going to do it before pre-season and get it done. But I'd love to know what kind of ups and downs in our transfer budget have happened that we've gone, we're going to have to sign Llorente again. So if we sign him, okay, so be it. That we coped okay last year. If we sign a few more players and bulk up the squad a little bit, that'll work. But I don't want to be. At the moment, it seems like a bit of a false dawn.
Yeah.
The Ndombele signing. So we'll move on to the rumours now. We've got Ndombele. It's felt like a new era. It doesn't now. We've sold Trippier. Danny Rose has been left out of the tour squad to find himself a move. Rumours of Wanyama out.
But there has to be people coming in. There has to be people coming in.
There has to be, because we probably needed 2 players added to the squad without people going out. So Ndombele in and one more in, probably another forward in, before we lost anybody. And we've obviously lost players. Rumour has it we're not going to sign a right back. We're going to, Juan Foyth played there for Argentina. Kyle Walker-Peters is there. Obviously, Serge Aurier is also rumoured to be available for sale. So it's just a little bit from the joys of Ndombele signing to now, and the way the papers are kind of writing it now is almost a kind of an Arsenal Spurs battle to sign every player. There's Ceballos, Saliba, even Tierney have all been like, oh, they're going to Tottenham, oh, they're going to Arsenal. It's just to sell their paper, but it does have that as the only information source. You're kind of like going, well, what do I believe? I mean, are we ever going to sign someone? It's frustrating.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Very similar to how I feel about Man United at the moment. Quite frustrated about it all.
Yeah.
We're being linked to, Milkovic-Savic, who I got absolutely annihilated.
No, that is not how you. Sergej Milinkovic-Savic.
Milinkovic-Savic.
He's not milking people.
Milkman Savic. Him, Bruno Fernandes. Obviously, Lukaku's.
Bruno Fernandes, his agent needs to give it a fucking rest. He's always on the plane to somewhere. It's like, you're not moving anywhere. You had a decent season in Portugal. You're overrated. Stay in Portugal. You're not coming to England. Get out of my news.
Man United are going to sign him.
You're not signing him. You're not going to sign him.
I think we will. We pay massively over the odds, and he won't be very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very frustrating. Harry Maguire, and now we've said to Leicester that he's too expensive, so we've leaked it to the press that we're looking at other sources, like other cheaper options for a defender because we can't afford Harry. It just thinks of just us saying, yeah, Leicester, we're not going to pay it because we're looking for other people. Then Leicester will turn around and say, well, you've got to pay us 80 million, and then on deadline day we'll pay them 80 million for Harry Maguire, and I'll be crying because we don't have De Ligt, who moved for 36 or whatever it was, or 63 or
36. No, but he had ambition, though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so, but it's all right because we've got Axel Tuanzebe. So, actually, he's quite good. I think he'll do all right this year. But anyway,
any transfer rumours outside our clubs that you've no, I've noticed one. Joe Linton to Newcastle. So there's been a number of outs at Newcastle. Obviously, they've lost their front two, and they seem to be trying to replace him with just one player, Joe Linton, who is, I'd say, is a mixture of Perez and Rondon. He's not as good as hold-up play as Rondon, not as good in the air, but he can kind of move and dribble the ball, but probably not as good as Perez in that regard. And he likes to miss a chance or two. He's not a natural goal scorer. So yeah, that will be a player who signs for 25 million. Everybody thinks is going to be great, but is isolated up front in Steve Bruce's system and scores 5 goals, and they get relegated.
I was about to ask, are they going down? Newcastle?
We have the luxury of having the transfer window finish before the start of the season, so I'll make my predictions then. But
okay,
spoiler alert, they're in contention.
Yeah, definitely. So I think rumour-wise, we have to touch on a certain Mr. Neymar, with apparently Barcelona offering £90 million and a choice of 2 players from a list of 5. Have you heard this?
You got the 5 players in front of you?
Coutinho, the Rakitic, Dembele.
Yeah.
And I was struggling with the last 2. Who are the last 2?
I'm a little bit surprised how desperate Barcelona seemingly are for Neymar. Just let it go.
if he comes back, it must be the end of Suarez. So they must be selling Suarez.
I don't think they will do.
But they're gonna have.
Well, if they get rid of Coutinho and Dembele, they've got freed up 2 more places up in their front 3. So
yeah, but then you've still got.
I think they're so.
Griezmann, Messi, Neymar, Suarez. That's ridiculous amounts of strikers. Well, I guess it's not his fault. But like,
Semedo was another one. The right back Semedo was another one, wasn't he?
But yeah,
I can't. I mean, it just. I don't know whether it's kind of just paper talk or whatever. But I would just give it a rest if I was managing Barcelona. I'd be like, no, I'm good, thanks. I mean, Ousmane Dembele has had a tough time so far with injuries, but he's a real talent, and he's one of the players that you'd probably put in the bracket to potentially win a Ballon d'Or in the coming kind of in his career.
Yeah.
And Neymar is probably 6-7 years older than him. Has already had his stint at Barca. It costs an absolute fortune. I'd just give it a rest.
I've got one more transfer that I realised we didn't talk about, and I wanted to talk about because it's really weird.
Go on.
It's a completed deal. And do you remember Jean-Michel Seri of Fulham fame?
Yes, when he was at I'm going to get Nice, I think. He was rumoured to go into Barcelona. Then he went to Fulham, and now he's gone to Galatasaray.
Galatasaray on loan. How a career can stumble with one relegation. Yeah, not very good. Apparently they're going to buy him permanently after his loan for like 15 million or something, 15 million euros.
Yeah, I'm not sure a Turkish side can afford that.
No, not at the moment. So we'll see.
I thought he was a decent player. And a bit. I think if he had played for a better club, I think he'd be playing in the Premier League and be going to his second season in the Premier League. I think he made the wrong career choice going to Fulham, I'd say.
Yes, definitely. Chase the money.
But it's funny as a footballer, you got to make those decisions. Obviously, talk about De Ligt's decision. You got to make that decision, and you obviously it seems they all back themselves to be starters. But you do wonder how much they look at has the side just got promoted? Has the side got a settled manager? Have they got does the style of play suit me, or do they look the agent has gone? They're going to pay you 150 grand a week. Woo, let's go there. And you think,
yeah. I'd love to be a fly on a wall in negotiations. I'd
love it.
And then seeing the negotiations between the agent and the manager, or the vice chairman or chairman or whoever does it, and then see what the agent actually says back to the player and see if it's all legit, like if it all follows down. But yeah, interesting. Right, let's move on then. Let's move on, Josh. Let's move on. So, you know what time it is?
I do know what time it is.
I got a wiki file. Here comes a wiki file. I got a wiki file for you. Hey! So, Josh is sending me a wiki file today because, oh God, he's laughing. I don't like it when he laughs. I'm loading it up. Oh my God, what is this career? What is this? He hasn't actually played. Wikipedia doesn't have stats. What are these teams? Right. It's so bad. Josh snorted. I hope that comes through on the thing. Right. He started his youth career at Leicester City between 92 and 96. He then went on to make 99 appearances for Leicester City in their senior team, scoring 25 goals. He then moved to Aston Villa for between 96 to 2001, making 141 appearances, scoring 39 goals. He then moved to Coventry, 2001 to 2004, 56 appearances, 11 goals. Then he signed for Leeds United, 2004 to 2005, 27 appearances, 2 goals. He then had a loan at Walsall from Leeds, 8 appearances, 6 goals. Bloody bang, Walsall fans must have loved that. Then he moved to Boston United, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is where it starts to go downhill. 2005-2006, Boston United, appearances, 46 goals, 17. 2006 to 2008, Darlington, appearances 76, goals 13. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to go through a list of clubs because Wikipedia doesn't have any stats for him at these clubs. Kings Lynn, Thurmanston Town, Quorn, which I'm pretty sure is a
meat substitute.
meat substitute. Hinkley United, Holbeach United.
He was a meat substitute.
Hinkley United, Holbeach United, Boston United, Colville Town, Holbeach United, Oadby Town, Shepshed Dynamo, great name, Holwell Sports, Newark Town, Radcliffe Olympic, and is still currently playing at Oslockton and Austin.
Yes, he is.
Right. I assume Leicester, Aston Villa, and Leeds all in the Prem, or had Leeds got relegated by then?
I know him. I remember him in a Villa shirt.
Okay, well, 141 appearances, so... I mean, I haven't got much to go on. I'm going to go with striker.
Yeah, good
because
start.
25 and 99 isn't too bad, and the 6 and 8... 39 and 141 isn't the best. Who moved from Aston Villa to Coventry? Or who signed for Aston Villa just after Euro 96? It must be English, because that is one of the most English... I mean, that's a Brexit career, isn't it? That is a Brexit career. That is never leaving the Isles.
I've just Googled him. I found him on LinkedIn.
Oh my God.
Founder and football agent at playertrade.com.
Oh my word. Who is this? I'm going to go stab in the dark. Lee Hendry.
No. Not a bad guess, though.
It's a bit too early for Lee
Hendry.
Hendry.
Midfielder scored. Yeah,
it's a bit too early for Lee Hendry. Daly and Atkinson. No, it's far too late for Daly and Atkinson.
No.
Oh my God, Josh, this is an absolute killer.
Okay, his name has alliteration. There's alliteration in his name. Are you familiar with the term alliteration?
What, like Dion Dublin?
Oh yeah, he's got it.
There's no Man United in there, so it's not Dion Dublin.
No.
Okay, I mean, I suggest then he's not going to have any international stats, I imagine.
No, I'll send him over. But he...
Is it worth me opening this up?
No, I mean, it's not going to give you any insight whatsoever, unless that one goal for England and 21s rings any bells.
Oh God, no, it really doesn't. Okay.
You'll know this player, Dave. You definitely do know this player. I always thought of him as quite a nippy little player. Maybe played up front, maybe to the right wing a little bit because he's a little bit quick.
I am struggling
Played in the I think he played in the FA Cup final for them as well. Got a vague memory.
No, I'm going to pass. I'm going to have to pass. I mean, he loves the Midlands, but I'm going to have to pass.
It's Julian Joachim.
Oh, Julian Joachim. As if he's still playing.
I know, that surprised me, to be honest with you.
What on earth made you think of Julian Joachim?
I don't know. I started banking a few things when they come into my head, but I need to make a note of why I remembered him, because Julian Joachim was 44.
Julian Joachim, that's the best, hardest wiki file I think I've ever had. That is impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah. That is, if anybody got that in the comments, then you're lying. In my
Yeah, unless Julian Joachim's listening. Hi, Julian.
Yeah, listening out for. I mean, if you want to sign me up, Joachim, I'm technically a footballer, so get him on LinkedIn. Add him on LinkedIn.
Done.
Keep us posted. See
well
if he
done,
accepts
me.
You. Josh, if you found him on LinkedIn, add him and see if he accepts you, and you can tell us next week.
Connect.
And then if it says, how do you know Julian Joachim? Say, in 2011, you helped the move from Boston United to Colville Town. And he'll be like, he must have helped, because how would he know that?
Invitations sent. We'll get him on a podcast next week.
Excellent.
Right.
Bloody hell. Oh, that was tough.
Tough. Well, what was tough was deciding this week's poll. And we came up with a poll this week and tweeted it, and it was as follows. Spain has spent big so far this summer, but which of the top three's major signings will be the biggest hit next year? So obviously Barca, Real Madrid and Atleti all spent big. Barca have signed Griezmann, Real Madrid has signed Hazard, and I was so tempted to write Kieran Trippier here, but João Felix has signed for Atleti. And so which one do people think is going to be the big hit next year? And it was an overwhelming answer which came out on top here. Dave, where did you vote for this?
I voted for the top answer, Eden Hazard.
Did you?
Yeah. I think João Felix is a bit too young to make the impression you need. Hazard he's sort of proven, isn't he, Hazard, and it's going to be
proven in England.
Yeah, he's good enough for it to not matter.
Joining a club in turmoil.
Yeah.
Big rebuild going on.
Who did you vote for?
Eden Hazard.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but I don't think it'll be as far adrift as because Griezmann and Hazard had pretty similar stats last year, both a similar amount of goals and assists. But obviously, Griezmann knows the Spanish league, knows the language. I think Hazard might speak a little bit of Spanish actually, and slots straight in. And obviously Barca are a much more settled side. So I think that it's actually all set for Griezmann to do better, but I think Hazard maybe has the talent to achieve more, I'd say.
Yeah, I think that the only factor for me is that Griezmann has not changed leagues, but I still think Hazard.
That for me is a massive thing.
It is
really
massive,
big issue.
Hazard's the sort of player you just feel would fit in any league, any sort of system. I think he's shown that with the different managers he played for under Chelsea and how well he's done consistently, sort of thing for Chelsea. So, yeah, I'd still stick with Hazard. I think you're right. It won't be as close as our poll suggested, but as distant as our poll suggested. But yeah, Hazard for me, I think will have the biggest impact next year in La Liga.
Yeah, and I look forward to seeing him in that white shirt, and maybe with Paul Pogba feet. Paul Pogba won't be going there now.
No.
But yeah, maybe a few more signings for Real before the end of the season, hopefully, just to really put their stamp on this transfer window.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on, and we've now got the quiz to finish it off.
Yes.
Dave, you've been thinking hard. You've been racking those brain cells. So I posed the quiz questions, Dave. Let me explain this. So there are 7 foreign Premier League managers who have managed over 100 Premier League games, but have also made at least one cap for their national team. Dave has so far named 4. He's named the greatest manager of all time, Mauricio Pochettino. He's named the second best manager of all time, Martin Jol. And he's also named Ronald Koeman and Ruud Gullit. So he has 3 left to name. Dave,
now,
how many do you have?
I have 2 other names written down, and one of them I know is definitely correct. Pep Guardiola.
Okay. Pep Guardiola is correct. 114 games, 47 appearances.
Now, then I was racking my brain and thinking, oh my god, which foreign managers might have even played football? And I went for Hasenhüttl, and then realised he definitely hasn't managed 100 games.
Yeah.
And then I got stuck with Pellegrini, because he was once in charge of Man City.
Correct. 152 games, 28 international caps for Chile.
And then my ever-exhausted list of knowledge ran out, so I have no idea on the 7th.
You need to stick with the Man City vibe.
Oh, okay. Sven-Goran Eriksson.
Oh, Dave, not that Man City vibe.
Who was before Pep? Who the hell was Man City manager before Pep? Mancini.
Well, Manuel Pellegrini was before
Yeah,
Pep, but it is
before him.
Mancini, yes.
Oh.
Yes, 133 games, 36 appearances for his international side.
Well,
Yeah,
I got there
well
in the
done.
end.
So just to let you know, there are 7 Premier League managers, foreign managers who've made over 100 managerial appearances but haven't played for international side. So we have Arsene Wenger, Rafa Benitez, Jose Mourinho, Roberto Martinez, Gerard Houllier, Claudio Ranieri, and Jurgen Klopp.
There you go.
There we go. Completes that list.
Yeah, don't have to have an international stat to become a Premier League manager. So
No, you definitely don't. I mean, looking back for history, mainly you've got to be an uncapped Scottish manager if you want to get a manager in the early days of Premier League. But that's thankfully changed. We're slowly phasing out the Scotsman, which is good to see.
Is it? Josh, that sounds a bit dodgy.
Oh,
We're phasing out the Scotsman.
It was like, oh, another Scotsman. Come on, have some variety.
Who was the last Scotsman you remember getting appointed in the Premier League?
Ooh, wasn't there one?
For some reason, I've got Paul Lambert in my head as the last Scotsman that was appointed.
No,
Must have been one after him.
Wasn't there? Yeah, it would have been. It would have been someone. So it was probably someone last season. Probably someone currently.
It probably is
in there. But that's for another day, Dave.
Well, yeah, that is for another day. So there we go.
Right, that is the end of this week's podcast. And it's been another transfer field podcast, and it will be until we actually have some blooming football to talk about.
Yeah,
but,
well, I'll have plenty of football to talk about next week. Because I can talk about the
Dave
2
will put
games.
us in on the and he'll show us all of his selfies with his ex-Man United players that he gets, and maybe some ex-Inter ones, maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows? I'm sure he'll keep us posted. But in between then, you can find our back catalogue. We're on YouTube, at Football Talk on YouTube. We're on Spotify at Football Talk, and we're on Twitter at Football Talk. But remember,
there's no A in football.
No, Twitter stole the A. We can't have that one. But no, check us out. Leave us comments. Interact with us. We'll interact with you. And until next time, goodbye.